Welcome back, everyone. We are live again. This time in the evening. It is Saturday evening. Depending on where you are, might be a little bit early in the evening, or might almost be midnight, in which case, might almost be Sunday. We are here, and we are live. So, we have a very quick, just a little quick update on unemployment. Just want to squeeze in some additional info and details, which we'll get to in one moment. Just want to do a quick sound check on my end, as always. Okay, sounding good. Hello. Hello, Gakara. Hopefully I pronounced that right, or Gakara, however you want to let me know. You can say it in the chat. But welcome back, everyone, to this live update that we have here on this Saturday evening. It is September 18th. Might be watching this on Sunday, the 19th, more likely, because it is late here, at least on the East Coast, coming to you from New York. If you are first joining us, we already have some people hopping on. There we go. Numbers going up. It was a little bit slow last time, probably around dinner time. That's probably why the number of people that were on took a little bit longer to precipitate, but that's perfectly okay. Say something in the chat here. Oh yeah, no, D-Man, I wish I had the authority. I wish I had the ability to do that. I could run, but I'm not even old enough for that. So I'm not even old enough to do so. Even if I wanted to, I'm not even old enough to run for a congressional position or, of course, the presidency of the United States. So I wish I could, D-Man, but I don't have the ability yet. But if you are first joining us on this Saturday evening, make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button. I'd appreciate that. Very good. Make sure that you let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat, left, right, bottom, top, doesn't matter where that chat is. Might be somewhere depending on your device. Let us know where you're coming from. Debbie's coming to us from upstate New York, the Adirondacks. I've been there a couple times. Very nice. Very nice. So, Gakara already knows what we're talking about. He or she already has has some sort of an in here on what we're going to be covering in this update. Hello, Martin, coming to us from California. So, yeah, this unemployment bill that we discussed in the last live update, this covers federally, nationally, because all the unemployment updates that we had been doing in the last few weeks, we're particularly talking about New York and Kathy Hochul, the governor. But this bill is coming to us from AOC, and I also wanted to squeeze in some additional information in this update because it would be nationally, right? It would extend benefits nationally across the entire country. It'd be a federal bill. Hello, Miriam. Hello, Alan. Hello, Martin. Great to have you all on here on this live. So last time what we covered is, how unemployment, the claims are now going up. We're seeing a spike now in unemployment claims, and not, the cutting off the unemployment benefits didn't necessarily help the situation. It exacerbated the situation, as a matter of fact. And despite the fact that President Biden called on all 50 U.S. states to use their money and their funds and resources to extend unemployment benefits, not one single U.S. state in this country ultimately ended up doing so. 0 states extended unemployment benefits, not one, not even the highest unemployment rate states in the nation. 0 states extended unemployment. Oh, that's very nice, Debbie. Very cool. Pretty close to Bernie there. Very nice. So what I wanted to squeeze in is that, because in the last update we covered the fact how the only politician talking about this right now is AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, lover or hater. She's really the only one that's being vocal and vociferously calling for unemployment benefits to be extended. However, a little update here. I do want to discuss the fact that want to give everyone credit where credit is due. There is another politician that is also pushing to extend unemployment, and that is the politician. Her name is Cori Bush. Cori Bush, she is a representative in the United States Congress. She is the representative for Missouri's 1st Congressional District. This district includes all of the city of St. Louis and most of northern St. Louis County. So that is where she's from, whereas AOC is from New York. 2 totally different worlds of the country, but still, both areas certainly are struggling, and people across the country, no matter if they're living in a high-income state or perhaps somewhere with a lower cost of living, people across the entire country are struggling, and these unemployment benefits have to be reinstated because otherwise, we're seeing it already. We're seeing just the first slight flurry of evidence that it did absolutely nothing, cutting them off, and it only hurt the situation. So yeah, Cori Bush and Ocasio-Cortez, they are both pushing to add the expanded unemployment program, or the legislation that they came up with, and they want to put it in the $3.5 trillion budget, which compared to $3.5 trillion, right? It's peanuts. The unemployment program, it really is compared to 3.5 T. So that's where we are right now. Hello, Anna, coming to us from Brooklyn. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Ernest. Good to have you all on. Very good, very good. If you're first joining us, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. So yes, the two progressive lawmakers, right? So Cori Bush is also on the progressive left wing. She is a Democrat. And AOC, of course, Democrat, far left wing, progressive Democrat from New York. The two progressive lawmakers, they spearheaded the letter Thursday, and it was signed by 11 other Democrats to Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer from New York. The lawmakers said that they wrote the message to, quote, express the urgency of including unemployment insurance, UI, reforms in the Build Back Better Act to protect the millions of unemployed workers across the country. So you actually have some momentum here. You have a couple politicians as well as this team of lawmakers that are signing this letter, and you have some pretty good support bolstering up this idea. This is not just a radical fringe idea. This is a pretty reasonable request. It's nothing too outlandish to extend unemployment benefits, like we covered in the last update and many times on this channel. Right? They were extended before multiple times, numerous times during the 2008 Great Recession. And the fact is that unemployment is still high. Right? It's we're nowhere near the pre-pandemic levels, and the claims are going up. We saw in the most recent numbers. So this is not a radical fringe idea. This month, 13 House committees succeeded in crafting their portions of the massive spending plan, that $3.5 trillion budget, and party leadership aims to pass this in the lower chamber at the end of this month. That's what they're expecting to do. But there could be some further changes to the legislation before it comes to the floor vote. So it's not just, right, it's not just extending unemployment benefits. That is what we want to see get done, but it's not just that particular, call. It's not just that particular idea. In fact, what lawmakers are looking to is essentially totally revamp and reform the entire unemployment insurance system. So for example, in the letter, quote, this is what the letter read: the current state of the unemployment system is a threat to all communities, especially Black and brown communities in many of the states we represent. As of now, there are no provisions to reform the unemployment system. The letter wanted to say, we strongly urge Congress to include such improvements before the Build Back Better Act comes for a vote in the House and Senate. So they're not just pushing to extend unemployment benefits, but they also want to see reform done. They want to see the system revamped. They want to see it totally reformed to be, especially in situations like a pandemic or a recession, to be more able to accept, the influx of applications and be able to function correctly during these times, right? There were so many problems and technical glitches during the early days of the pandemic, and in the months that followed suit, where you heard horror stories. I mean, you just go on Twitter, you read the horror stories of people that are in the worst situations you could possibly imagine, and yet they were unable to access their unemployment benefits that they are entitled to. It's not like they're trying to get them illegally. It's not like they're trying to fraud the system or something. They were entitled to these benefits and they couldn't get them, and they were in the absolute worst situation you could possibly imagine. Let's see what else the letter wrote there. So earlier this month, right, many Americans lost the unemployment aid as the September 6th deadline came about. The group of Democrats wrote in the letter that the lack of a provision to expand unemployment aid in the party's coming spending plan would be, quote, felt most harshly by workers of color who disproportionately live in the states with the lowest UI coverage rates and work in the jobs with the least access to unemployment benefits. And then the letter also noted, for example, even as black workers have been nearly twice as likely to be unemployed compared to white workers, a lower percentage of black applicants receive UI benefits. The lawmakers went on to call including unemployment insurance reform in the plan a, quote, essential move to promote, quote, economic opportunity, security, and fairness for all. To achieve that objective, the group said that Congress should, quote, set a floor for UI duration that states must follow, broadly include part-time workers, ban exclusions based on past wages, and require alternative base periods. The letter also went on to say a strong and responsive UI system not only helps our entire economy move quickly and equitably recover from future recessions, it is also an essential tool to help dislocated workers stay connected to the workforce and to provide for their families as they seek new employment. So in addition to AOC, and thank you very much, appreciate that, agreed 100%. Hello, Omar. Great to have you guys all on. So in addition to AOC and Cori Bush, you also saw Representatives Barbara Lee, Democrat from California, Ilhan Omar, right? We said that the squad would probably sign on to this, Democrat from Minnesota, Mondaire Jones, Democrat from New York, Nikema Williams, Democrat from Georgia, Jerry Nadler, Democrat from New York, longtime, big name in the Congress. They are among the group of Democrats who signed onto the letter. Now, we don't necessarily know if Pelosi or Schumer support this legislation and would support tacking this on to and include it into the $3.5 trillion budget. I don't think we heard from them in regard to this matter. They're probably more focused on other areas in the $3.5 trillion spending plan and other spending priorities. But certainly this does have more support than just one or two people, right? So now you see you have a group of more than a dozen lawmakers who are calling for unemployment to be extended. And again, we can have a serious conversation now about the prospects and odds of perhaps unemployment being extended. It's not for forever, it's not going to go deep into 2022, but perhaps just, that extra, just a little bit, maybe just through the holidays, right? Just through November, just through December, just through that new year of 2022, maybe we could see it potentially for the month of January or even February if it does happen, and people would get paid retroactively, right? So in between this gap of September 6th and now, let's say legislation wouldn't even get passed until, let's say, late October. If that, people would get that retroactive pay, that back pay that they're entitled to from September to, let's say, the end of October, if it were to be passed then, because that's when the Democrats can use the reconciliation process again, where they will be able to deflect the GOP filibuster. So if that were to happen, you would get that back pay. Everyone would get everything they're entitled to. And again, it may not be deep into 2022, but perhaps just getting people through the holidays, one more holiday season. So many families and people struggled during the holidays last year. And it looks like it's going to be seemingly the case again this year. Certainly the situation might be a little bit better, but you still have the virus raging in some communities and the Delta variant. And unemployment is ticking up, and inflation, of course, is very high as well. With all these factors combined, it doesn't make up for a nice holiday. So perhaps, if anyone in the Congress were to be watching this, I would suggest just extending it, maybe just through December, maybe through January. Just that a little extra bit of relief, just that little bit of reprieve could really do wonders and help the people during this next holiday season. And that's pretty much where we are right now, right? So in the last update, we had just covered the fact that AOC was talking about it, but we also have some additional support now. So this is great news. It's gaining traction. It's gaining momentum. You're getting more people and eyeballs on this legislation, and the idea of it is certainly popular among the American people, right? Again, this is not a radical idea. I'm sure if you were to poll the American people, say, do you want unemployment benefits to be extended? I'm sure we can do a quick poll right here, just with my audience. I'm sure the majority of people would, in fact, say yes. So that is where we stand right now. Legislation isn't dead. Okay, and with the suggestion there to extend unemployment benefits for 6 months, that's a good idea. So right now, it is September. Let's say it gets past, October. Let's call it October. October would be 1 month. October, November, December, January, February, March. That would be until March. That's a little bit excessive. Maybe it wouldn't go that far, but maybe at least until the early New Year. It is certainly possible. And again, other pandemic era programs and stimulus programs have been extended. You saw the eviction moratorium, which is being extended in New York, and other states, and different areas that have their own rules. They also have the student loan forbearance, among other stimulus programs. So that's essentially where the unemployment bill stands right now. I think if you make it part of the $3.5 trillion spending plan, it might have a harder time passing. It may not be as easy to get passed because it'd be included in the $3.5 trillion spending bill. But like I said, that's peanuts compared to $3.5 trillion. So the legislation isn't dead. If anything, it's growing. If anything, it is getting more and more support, and more people are calling for it. This is a great sign, and we'll be sure to keep you guys updated on where it stands. But I just wanted to squeeze in this a little bit of extra information on this Saturday evening before the new week starts, and perhaps things could turn around and we could get some more information. But I do hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you got some value out of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're catching the replay, let us know down below in the comments by saying replay. If you're on the live, I see you guys in the chat there, so you can just say live or where you're coming from. But if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more videos like it, smash a like button. I'd appreciate that. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button and the notification bell. If you want to get some free stocks, as always, use the links down below in the description of this video. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Logan Cohn, LOGANKOHN. Hope you enjoyed this one. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you.